Good morning. It is Sunday and it's early. It's just 6:30. Everyone else in this house is still asleep. And I say everyone else because usually Rob and I are the only one living here. But Kirsi is home for the weekend and so is Lars. Yesterday we brought Sven back to his home, but Lars came over to help out with the fence, and he will leave somewhere this afternoon, I think. This is what I found in my advent this morning. I think it's on the grey base, and it's beautiful as ever. I have my hot water with lemon here right next to me. I have my Ayurvedic drink that I am supposed to use. It's cooking right now. It has to cook. It has to boil for 20 minutes, and I'm going to knit a little. And I talk to you later. And now it's the end of the day. I had a lovely Sunday. Lars was here, Kirsi is home, so we had lunch and we had coffee and we enjoyed each other's company, and I felt a sudden urge to die, so I did, and this is what I came up with today. Ain't it gorgeous? I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's still a bit wet, so I have to unravel it so it can dry. And in an earlier vlog last week, I mentioned that if you had anything to ask, that you just could put it in the comments and I would try to answer your question. And there was one question, and that was, do you always use wool when you knit? Well, I use a wool blend most of the time because I do knit a lot of socks, but I'm also working on a project with yak yarn. But years and years ago, when I wasn't even knitting yet, I did crochet, and I wanted to do a 365 days project, and I wanted to use embroidery floss, 3 threads, because I wanted to be able to manage the color changes. So I came up with an idea. I used the color wheel for the sequence I used, and every month got assigned to one color, and then I used 3 threads of floss so I could change them one by one to continue to another color, and I have knit 365 days I crocheted of little flowers, and I made myself a scarf. So January, February, this was February 29th. It was a leap year, so this is a multicolor flower. Excuse me. Here we go into March and April and May. I don't know exactly where the month ends, but this goes on and on and on and on, as you can see. And then we go into the blues, And then we go into the greens. So this thing is quite big. And the problem is, it's not wearable, because embroidery floss obviously is not made for hard wearing, stuff like a scarf. So I never threw it out, because I'm kind of proud. It was my first 365 days project, my first year project, and throughout the year I only missed one day, and that was because Sven ended up in the hospital with a broken leg and he needed surgery, so I got to stay with him for rooming in, and I wasn't home when I got the message that he injured himself. So I went to the hospital, or I went to Sven, picked him up, and we went to the hospital straight away. And then in the evening, Rob came over to bring me something to sleep in, and my toothbrush and underwear and clean clothes, and we completely forgot about my year project, because we were worried and shaken up because Sven broke his leg. So I missed one day. I did 2 flowers the next day, and like I said, I never wore it. Well, I did wear it just a couple of times, but you can just see that it's not meant to be worn. And I have been thinking about making this into a table runner, but I'm rubbish with the sewing machine, so I would not want to try that. And well, it is just lying around. But I came to think of it because of the question I got, and because I am contemplating a year-long project for this coming year, for 2023. I have a little pattern, I have an idea in my head, kind of similar as my 2021 temperature blanket, and I'm just working things out. Some of you English knitters also mentioned that you would love to join in. There are several Dutch knitters who would love to join in. I'm thinking about organizing a mini skein, round robin kind of traveling parcel that if it arrives at your doorstep, you can take colors out that you could use or that you need in your temperature blanket, and you can put new colors in so that other people can add to their yarn stash for the blanket as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that outside of the Netherlands, but if there are several knitters in the States, for example, well, there might be people that would like to start a traveling mini skein library thingy as well. I am going to close this vlog now. I need to rinse some skeins that I dyed and that have cooled now, and after that I am going to edit this, set up the newsletter for tomorrow, and enjoy an evening watching a movie. I think we have watched Love Actually this afternoon, which is brilliant. I can't imagine that you haven't seen it yet, but if you haven't, go find it, go check it out, go watch it. It is the sweetest Christmas movie, and I always have to laugh so hard. And oh, I was also telling the Dutch knitters, that's less of importance to you guys, I think, but tomorrow night Sven will be on air in the talk show where we went for the recordings last week. And tomorrow at 7 in the evening he will be on television, and we are of course going to check it out. And if you have a question, please leave it in the comments or send me an email, and I'll try to answer it in the next few days of Vlogmas. I have several questions already, and there's no particular order or anything, but the wool question made me think of this project, and I thought it would be nice to show it to you and to explain something about it. Have a great day, have a great evening, have a good night whenever you're watching this, and I see you tomorrow. Bye bye.